episode. Let's go. At number 60, I'm going with Good Will Hunting.
Look, you're my best friend, so don't take this the wrong way. But in 20 years, if you're still living here, coming over my house to watch the Patriots game, you're still working construction, I'll fucking kill you. That's not a threat. What? That's a fact. I'll fucking kill you. What the fuck are you talking about? Look, you got something none of us have.
Oh, come on. Why is it always this? I mean, I fucking owe it to myself to do this or that. What if I don't want to?
No. Fuck you. You don't owe it to yourself. You owe it to me. Because tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and I'll be 50. And I'll still be doing this shit.
Good Will Hunting is one of those films. The movie is starring Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, but really, you know, the real heart of this film is really Robin Williams, who plays, basically the whole story, it stars this guy played by Matt Damon, who is named Will Hunting, or something like that. And basically, he is a genius. He could become the next big thing, mathematician, but he doesn't want to do any of that. He kind of had a rough childhood and everything, and so before his to get these jobs, he has to go through therapy, and one of his therapists becomes Robin Williams' character, and the two just connect on a very personal level because, you know, they came from the same kind of background and everything, and, you know, Robin Williams' character, you know, he has those funny moments in this film, but it's never really comedic in this entire movie. It's always more serious. I mean, that moment, there's like a few moments in this movie that are great. Like first, like the Ben Affleck moment where he tells Matt Damon's character, he says, "Every day I hope when I knock on your house, you're not there. You're too smart. You need to get out of this life while you can. And like, if you're still in this life 20 years from now, you're coming over to watch the Pats game, I'm gonna kick your ass." And it's just like, it's just a great, you know, friend moment. But then that moment with Robin Williams and Matt Damon talking, and Robin Williams is just like, "It's not your fault." Yeah, I know. It's not your fault. And then that hug and that crying from Matt Damon, just holy crap, they acted. And the ending, or the great line where he's like, "Tell the professor I'm sorry, but I had to see about a girl." That son of a bitch stole my line. Just great movie altogether.
This is not your fault. Look at me, son. It's not your fault.
I know.
It's not your fault.
I know.
No, you don't. It's not your fault.
I know.
It's not your fault.
All right?
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Don't fuck with me. It's not your fault.
At number 59, I'm going with Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Serious. Do it.
Okay, we're going.
This movie is incredible, and you know, a lot of it has to do with just how far technology has come. Where, you know, we have the classic Planet of the Apes movies, but this one, bringing in the genius and the great actor of Andy Serkis, where you actually believe there are apes on horses. Apes on horses, apes on horses, apes on freaking horses. And I love the story of it because, you know, it takes place 10 years after the events of, like, Rise of the Planet of the Apes. And you have these apes that are living in their society. And they meet humans. And then you see this character, Koba, who's this right upstanding guy, Caesar's right-hand man. And when he sees that human, he just snaps. And I love that the war starts because of the apes. It wasn't the humans' fault. It was the apes. And there were so many, like Gary Oldman, who's really, when you watch the trailers for this film, you're like, Gary Oldman's the villain in this movie. But no, you feel for his character. You feel terrible for that character. And how the other characters, like the main human lead, you're just like, they want this power source so they can survive. And you can't blame anything that happens in this movie on the humans. And that's one thing that's great about this film. It's something I wish some films would realize. This movie is about the apes. The movie is about the apes. And that's what makes this movie terrific, in the storytelling, the direction. Love this movie. Awesome. And then also, like I said, the CGI is incredible. Apes on horses, apes on horses.
Apes! Do not want war, but will fight if we must.
At number 58, I'm going with Dead Poet Society.
You can hear them whisper their legacy to you. Go on, lean in. Listen. You hear it? Hear it? Seize the day, boys. Make your lives extraordinary.
I mean, I just talked about Robert Williams and Good Will Hunting, but this is the other film by Robert Williams that this is like one of his, for me, one of the easiest rewatchable movies on this list for Robert Williams. I mean, he plays as a teacher who is trying to share his wealth of knowledge with his students, and helping them by thinking past of what they're doing, and to do what they want to do, to seek it, to seize the day, carpe diem. And there are some brutal moments in this movie, and the ending of this film will always, if you don't tear up a little bit watching that end scene, when more than half the students stand up on their desks and go, "My captain, my captain." And like to watch Ethan Hawke, who starts off the movement where he's a shy kid at the beginning of the film, where he doesn't want anything to do with talking up, speaking up, being part of the social group, and he is the one leading the charge. Really shows how good this movie is. And thank you, gentlemen.
Captain, my captain.
Sit down, Mr. Anderson. You hear me? Sit down. Sit down! This is your final warning, Anderson. How dare you? You hear me?
Oh, Captain, my captain.
Mr. Overstreet, I warn you. Sit down. Sit down!
At number 57, I'm going with A Fistful of Dollars.
I don't think it's nice you laughing. You see, my mule don't like people laughing. It's the crazy idea you're laughing at him. Now, if you apologize like I know you're going to, I might convince him that you really didn't mean it.
Fistful of Dollars is one of the greatest westerns I love. It's the first film directed by Sergio Leone and starring Clint Eastwood, along with films like Good, the Bad, the Ugly, and really made Clint Eastwood a household name in movies because he was in the TV show Rawhide, and so. But the story of A Fistful of Dollars, it's a remake. it's a remake of the Japanese film Yojimbo. And you know, it's just cool how he's playing the middle ground. He goes into the two gangs are all at war with each other in this little town, and he's basically pitting the two gangs against each other, using them and everything. And then the idea of the revolver versus the rifle debate in the movie, and then at the end where they're like, oh, you gonna try to do it again? He's like, between the Mexican army and American army, I think I bit off more than I chew. And then the musical score by Ennio Morricone, who, you know, recently passed away. Love this movie. Absolutely worthy on this list.
The heart, Ramon. Don't forget the heart. Aim for the heart or you'll never stop me.
And at number 56, I'm going with Sabrina.
Hey, miss. Cheapest rates in Glen Cove.
Well, hello, how are you?
Well, I'm fine. How are you? And I might add, who are you?
Who am I?
Am I supposed to know?
Come to think of it, no, you're not supposed to know.
Are you stranded?
My father was supposed to pick me up, but something must have happened.
Whoever your father is and whatever happened, I'll be eternally grateful. That is, if I can give you a lift.
You certainly can. You can drive me home.
Good. I'll get your bags. Where do you live?
Dolores Lane.
Dolores Lane? Say, that's where I live.
Really?
Sabrina, you know, is a movie starring Audrey Hepburn and the great Humphrey Bogart. And, you know, it's one of those movies I love. It's a classic romance film where you basically have Audrey Hepburn is in love with this guy, the boy next door, basically, who she's been in love with her entire life. She moves to Paris, comes back a totally different girl, and now this guy likes her. But Humphrey Bogart's character is trying to keep the two separate because he is trying to get his brother to marry this one girl so it'd be good business. So he has to act like he loves this girl to kind of sweep her off her feet and to run away with her and, you know, all this stuff. But really he doesn't care anything about that. But as the movie goes along, he realizes he actually does have feelings for her, and it's just a great romance film. And like I said, as always, like I talked about earlier in this list with Roman Holiday, Audrey Hepburn, just every time she's on the scene, she just steals the show. And Humphrey Bogart is pretty damn good as well.
How do you say in French, my sister has a yellow pencil?
Ma sœur a un crayon jaune.
How do you say, my brother has a lovely girl?
Mon frère a une gentille petite amie.
And how do you say, I wish I were my brother?
So guys, that ends this video of the top 100 so far. This has been a fun list, and always remember that if you want to check out what movies are on the list before this video, you can check out the description and see all the older movies. But you know, you should check out every video because they're awesome. And also make sure if you don't like a movie that's on this list, comment why, or maybe there's a movie like, oh, I never seen that one, maybe I should watch that one. And yeah, so guys, if you like this video, click that thumbs up button, subscribe to see more, tell your friends about Easy Nation.